The face-off between the Southeast Amalgamated Traders Union and the Nigerian Customs Service in the zone has gotten the attention of the Anambra State Governor, Mr. Willie Obiano, following the outcry of the traders over alleged high-handedness and hardship unleashed on them by the customs officials in the course of their businesses. A stakeholders meeting held at the Governor's Lodge, Amobia, with a view towards resolving all the issues. At the roundtable discussion, Governor Obiano pleaded with the Customs Service to assist the traders in order to increase the tempo of economic income into the country.
Governor Willie Obiano walks into the Governor's Lodge, Amobia, to meet with his august visitors, the Nigerian Customs Service and traders. They are here on a roundtable discussion with major players in the business of exportation and importation. One major issue raised is the challenge businesses face in the Southeast.
One is in respect of their encounters and the airports with members of the Department of Customs and Excise. In terms of foreign currency declaration, etc. The other is inland interception of goods that they claim have been cleared by other customs commands at the seaports.
Can travel with just like $20,000, and they bought that $20,000 from the blue licensed blue change. Still, when they get to the airport, the money will be seized.
While the custom boss in charge of Enugu, Anambra and Ebonyi and his counterpart acknowledge the importance of traders and the challenges they go through, they insist traders must play by the rules.
The CBN rolled out a policy that 42 items can never be sourced officially in Nigerian foreign currency, that is through the Form M. They say these items cannot apply for forex officially through Form M.
There are products that you import that are not allowed to come into this country. But as an officer, or as an organization, you must give consideration to first the health of the people.
Governor Willie Obiano believes that cordial relationship needs to be built between the customs and the traders in order to boost businesses, especially in the Southeast.
We want the traders to do their business peacefully in a proper atmosphere. Now that we have provided security in Anambra State, and we are working hard for that to happen in the whole of Southeast, so that people can go about their business, without fear or favor.
At the end of the meeting, there was a unanimous agreement by all the parties to create a viable business-friendly environment where all doubts and questions by the traders should be channeled to relevant customs authorities, and they, in turn, would show a considerable cooperation with traders for better economic growth of the country.
In line with the industrialization drive of the Rochas-Okorocha administration, the Imo State government has recovered two major defunct state-owned factories, Resin Paints Industry and Paper Packaging Industry Limited, which were formerly sold to a private company. Well, during the handing over ceremony at the Imo Trade Investment Center in Owerri, the state capital, Governor Rochas-Okorocha said the two factories, which remain the greatest legacies of the late Governor Sam Mbakoe's administration, were sold to a private firm for many years, but recently the state government was able to recover them.
This is what is left of the resin paint factory in Abo Mbise local government area of Imo State, dilapidated and abandoned. It's same story at the paper packaging company in Owerri Mbieri in Mbitoli local government area. Both state-owned factories were sold off many years ago to the private sector and have deteriorated. Now the state government wants its property back, this time to revive them. And that's the reason for this gathering. The NDIC, which had been in charge of the company's assets for a long time, is here to officially hand over keys of the factories to the state government.
And all the transactions relating to the transfer of these default factories has been finalized and the two factories have been ceded to Imo State government.
For the state government, it's a first step to opening the state to the rest of the world through industrialization.
We have decided, so-called committee, again, thank you, in the spirit of factory, industry, jab. I believe it's doable and it was done. Not in the next administration, but in this administration. Trying to create a solid foundation for Imo State, so that subsequent governors who may come after may not go through the pains and difficulties I'm going through. That makes me a good father who clears the way for his children to have a better life.
The timing of the handover is very unique, since it is happening at the end year of the Millennium Development Goals, MDG, and the commencement of the Sustainable Development Goals, SDG. The implication is that these companies will present platforms for sustainable reduction of poverty level in the state, generation of employment, jobs, increase in income and revenue, and transformation of rural areas among governments.
It's also an opportunity for Governor Rochas Okorocha to clear the air on allegations that he sold government property.
Since my inception as a governor, I have never sold any government property. I have only made them better. All the properties I made, either uncompleted or abandoned, I've tried to restore them. One after bought is brought back to life by this administration. So there are no government properties that were either left abandoned or were not making better in Imo State, in the state that Imo was better.
When these industries are finally revived and work commences, they will go a long way in increasing the internally generated revenue as well as boost the economy of the state.
Well, the Federal High Court in Nasarawa State says it has successfully disposed of 143,643 cases out of the total number of 144,947 cases filed throughout its divisions in the 2014-2015 legal year. Chief Judge of the Court, Justice Ibrahim Auta, disclosed this in Lafia, the state capital, at the opening of a ceremonial court session to mark the beginning of the 2015-2016 legal year. Justice Auta stressed the need to entrench a judicial system where cases filed before the Federal High Court are disposed of within 12 months.
This is so because within the same period, October 2013 to September 2014, 19,458 cases were brought forward, 4,000 cases were filed, and 23,470 as against 57,788, 144,947,000 respectively. I congratulate the judges of this wonderful for this wonderful performance. I expect that when the new judges resume, our output, both in quality and quantity, will be even better than it is today. I would like to see a situation where no case will last for more than 1 year on the court list of court in the Federal High Court throughout the country.
A team of 180 Royal Navy sailors is set to storm Nigerian waters on board one of the Type 23 combat vessels in the UK Naval Fleet, HMS Lancaster. The UK Defence Attaché in the country, Colonel Dominic Fletcher, said this at the Western Naval Command in Lagos, where he was received by the FOC Rear Admiral Ralph Osondu. He said the arrival is to strengthen an already existing relationship between the two countries' naval forces and also to boost capacity to combat maritime insecurity.
The Royal Navy has a tradition of a long tradition dating back.
Well, that's it on the program today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Joke Rogers. Bye for now.